leaving here till you bring me some cake.
I'll decide if I'm gonna do that for you.
Stinker.
I gotta think about how you've behaved all week.
Man, I don't know. I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out. But it's Columbus Day, so now I'm good again. I'm all back. I'm all happy. You know what we're doing? For this hour, we're having a Columbus Day sale. A Columbus Day electronic sale, which we don't get to do very often, on some of the coolest products. And these are not products that, you know, are just, like things you wouldn't think of. These are really important things that you should have, whether it's for your family, you know, if you travel, if it's for your house. We've got really cool, three really cool items in the show. We're gonna start you off with First Alert. I know you know the name. Everybody knows the name First Alert when it comes to smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Extremely important. Everybody has them. You would hope that everybody would have them right now, but maybe you've got one, you don't know how long it's been there. Maybe you've been in the market to go and look at them and you see they're 60 bucks, 50, 60, $70 a piece. Well, here's what we have today from First Alert. These are not only smoke detectors, they also are carbon monoxide detectors and alarms. So if they sense either one of those, and they have an extremely sensitive way that they do that, and we'll talk to that, they will set off the alarm to let you know that you need to get out of there. You can double your chance at surviving and getting through a fire if you have these. What do I love about it? What do I hate about the old ones I had? I'd be like, where the heck is that beep coming from? I have to replace the battery. You will never replace the batteries in these. They have a permanent 10-year battery built in, which is ideal. Because think about what batteries cost you. That little transistor battery probably costs you $5, $6. You got to replace it twice a year, whatever it is. You're going to spend that money anyway. You might as well not have the headache of having to replace it. So you've got that going for you. The fact that we're going to give you not one, because I told you these are about 50 bucks a piece, you're going to get two of them. Easy to install anywhere, right? You just pop them up wherever you need. The battery is built in. There's no wiring involved. So you can put these in any room. What I will tell you, and I know, listen, I'd rather you had two than none. If you can get more than that for the whole house, I think it'd be a good idea to do that. They say you should have one at least on every floor and hallway, one in every bedroom. You should probably have one in your kitchen where you're cooking as well, just in case you leave something on. But these are an absolute lifesaver. Lori Leland is here, and Lori's gonna tell you a lot of other facts and figures about why you need these.
Yeah, this is really important.
But here's the thing. And I've already got people buying these, which I knew you would. I'm so glad you are. Here's the thing about it. There's only 1,200. A little over 1,200 to go around. They're free shipping today, which is gonna make them go even quicker. They're $10 off HSN's price, and essentially you're getting basically to buy, you're getting one, then you're getting 50% off the other one, because these in retail are about $60.
I found them at one of the home improvement stores for $60 a piece, and that's their everyday price. That's the price they sell them at, like that sale price. So this is really important technology for your home. A lot of us might not have woken up this morning thinking I need to replace my smoke detectors, I need to get a carbon monoxide alarm, but this is gonna be your all-in-one from First Alert. And I really hope, especially at this time of year, you start thinking about this and making sure that your home is protected. This is really, really important because, you know, we're doing fires at home now in our fireplaces as it starts to cool down. We're burning candles. So this is really gonna be a lifesaver for so many people. Barely any of us out there have not been touched by a home fire in some way. And this is really big. The National Fire Protection Association says that 3 in 5 home fire deaths happen in homes that don't have working smoke detectors, and that you're twice as likely to die in that home fire if your smoke detectors don't work. More than 2,400 Americans every year are killed in home fires, and the U.S. Fire Administration recommends that you have one on every floor of your home, in every bedroom, and in the hallways leading to those bedrooms. And with First Alert, the premier name when it comes to home safety out there on the market, giving you the latest in technology, this is really going to give you the ultimate peace of mind. This is that 10-year battery that Guy was talking about. So never, ever, ever again in the next decade will you ever hear that chirp, chirp, chirp that happens inevitably. It's always 3 in the morning.
I get on a step ladder.
Why is it always 3 in the morning?
I get on the step ladder and I go to one, and then the other one's chirping. I swear they're jumping around, chirping all around. It makes me think I'm insane.
Right, you're
and then I
losing
wait
your
there and I'm like,
where am I? Right.
10 years, never
10
deal
years,
with it.
and you'd never think about it ever again. Are you taking your broom and using that broom handle to bang on the one that is the battery's going out and it's chirping because it's driving you crazy? Or maybe you had that smoke detector that was going off in the middle of the night and disrupting your family, and you pulled the batteries out. How long did it take for you to replace those batteries all the while your family was not protected? With First Alert, you're going to be protected for a full decade. This is incredible technology and super, super skinny. skinny, lightweight, thin, not an eyesore.
Right.
Think about what a lot of us would have to do. You'd have to add a carbon monoxide alarm to your existing smoke detector, two big, ugly, clunky devices. With this First Alert, it's one that's all built in. And we love the carbon monoxide aspect of this too. Over 40,000 Americans are hospitalized every year. Carbon monoxide is called the silent killer. It has no odor, it has no flavor, it has no scent. You can't tell anything about it until you just suddenly start to feel like you have the flu. So this is really preventative for a lot of us out there. And this has speaking, talking technology for you that will tell you exactly where the problem is in your home. You can set this with over 12 different locations. It's unbelievably easy to set up and mount. You're getting this great little mounting bracket on the back. So I did read one of the reviews where the reviewer said it didn't have any power buttons on it. All you do is take off the bracket, and that's where your power button is. It's right here. It says off and on. Once you turn this to the on position, you will have 10 years of protection with nothing extra to do. And like you said, think about the money that goes right back into your pocket because you're not replacing batteries every 6 months for the next decade. This will pay for itself. Plus, it'll give you that peace of mind so you can sleep well at night.
You know what's nice too is that you can add it to an existing system. If you already have a system, because I have a system and I added a couple to just in areas of my home where I didn't have the coverage.
Right.
I added them in because I wasn't gonna, unless you catch your home when it's built, you have to hardwire this stuff. It has to go through the walls.
That's true.
It's tough to do. I mean, they have some that use a remote, almost like the Bluetooth sensor to do that, but I trust this much more. I love that it's a hard battery in there.
Yep.
You know it's going to last 10 years, and it even gives you, it even tells you when it's time to be replaced.
It does. It'll
it has
tell
an
you.
Audio thing that'll actually say battery needs to be replaced. It'll tell you that after 10 years, so there's no guesswork. You don't have to write the date down, although it's probably not a bad idea anyway. But you should. It'll tell you when to do that, and the fact that you're getting 2-in-1, so you don't have to have 30 of these things all over your house taking up all the wall space. They lay flat. Right, so you can lay them flat. They don't stick out anyway. And the circular one you have over there, I can't stand that thing. It's so hard to take on and off to replace the batteries. So
difficult. This is so easy. It's on that sliding mechanism with that bracket on the back. You don't want that eyesore any longer. The great thing about First Alert, so many great things, but you're going to be able to mount this high up on a wall. You don't necessarily have to mount it on a ceiling if that's difficult for you to reach. You can add these, as Guy is saying, to your existing smoke detectors in your home. People are wildly underprotected out there. I mean, we saw a lot of statistics that said that most people don't have enough smoke detectors. And by the way, a lot of us didn't realize this. I didn't until I started doing research. Smoke detectors only have a lifespan of about 10 years. They only last that long. That's their shelf life. So please, please take stock of the smoke detectors in your home today, this morning. Look around, see what kind of condition they're in. If they're yellowing with age, if they're gray, if you've hit them too many times with the broom handle, if you took the batteries out and you never bothered to replace them, your family is not protected. If they're over 10 years old, they start to lose their effectiveness, so you need to replace them. Now, if your smoke detectors are in good shape, you might just get a 2-pack of these and be able to add to the ones that you have. But let's go ahead and set it off because this is 85 decibels.
Maybe you don't have one in your kids' room.
Okay, that's really important.
And I'm not saying that you don't care about your kids, but a lot of times the kids go in the smaller rooms where they don't put some smoke detectors.
That is true.
And I don't know what the laws are in the areas where you live versus having smoke detectors. I imagine they're all different, but just get them. I'm telling you, it's one of those things you put up and you've got 10 years of peace of mind. You're not even going to think about it. Or maybe it's even maybe you've got a garage or a separate, like I have a shed outside. It's got tons of expensive stuff in there. You could put one out there if you wanted to. Of course,
it's going to be nice and loud. Right,
so you'll be able to hear it, but it's such a good idea. What's that? What'd you say, Jared? That you said. He just said, my shed, everybody's going to go to my shed because of all my valuables. Yes.
I'm coming over.
I do have the shed. Yeah, there's an electrical fence all the way around. Did I mention there's an electrical fence now?
It's too late.
But no, I mean, you may have valuables in there that you need to protect. But honestly, if you don't have one in your kids' room or your grandkids come to visit and you don't have one there, it's so easy to put it up. In fact, the thing goes up in just about 5 minutes. That's how long it takes because they give you the little mounting hardware. So if you have to put it in the wall, you can use little anchors that they give you. They're right there.
Yep, so that just goes right on this piece here, and then it slides right on. So this just slides right on the back, so it's an easy install. Like you said, 5 minutes or less. This is nuisance-resistant technology. Nuisance-resistant technology, I can almost say it. But I love that. It's photoelectric, so you will have fewer false alarms with this technology. Let's listen to it, because it's nice and loud.
Oh, is it going to scare me?
Yeah, it's going to scare you. Plug your ears, please. First Alert did their research. They found that adults are more likely to wake up with a loud alarm, but kids are more likely to wake up when they hear words being spoken. So this will tell you, because you can set it to over 12 different locations in your home, this is going to tell you where the problem is in your home so that you're going to be able to walk around that problem. So look at this. You're getting that flashing light, so you have a visual cue that something is going on. You're seeing that LED light that's flashing. Smoke's in the child's bedroom. Your child is more likely to wake up when they hear that. They can sleep through alarms. So this is a great way to ensure that your little ones and all of your family members will be able to hear this.
All right. Hear it? It's telling you what to do. That's so smart. So it gives you the option of both. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I know we're going to be, our left counter is going to come up fairly soon because I am now down to about 1,100 of these. That's all we have. People are grabbing more than one set, which I'm glad to see. But think about it. Not only for your, obviously for your kids and your pets and all that, but for your property. I mean, you've got valuables in your house. You want to make sure you protect all that stuff. How can you protect it if you sleep through it?
Right.
And then, so think about it. So, and early detection is also the key with a lot of these things. So if you can get out and get to that 911 and all that stuff, if you've even got a little extra time because this is more sensitive than the one you have, that could be just the amount that saves your,
That's exactly
saves your life.
Most fires start at home between 2 and 4 a.m. and they double every 30 seconds. So your home can be completely engulfed in flames in as little as 5 minutes. So having the information early enough to be able to get out of the house is the key. It's so funny because we really started talking to a lot of people about home fires once we started presenting First Alert here at HSN. Chelsea and Adam Freeman, they had a home fire. Suzanne Runyon actually lost 2 family members in a home fire. There is probably no one among us who hasn't been touched in some way by a home fire. It's really scary, and especially going into this season, this is the most important time.
That's my story.
To have this.
You want to hear my story?
Yes, I want to hear.
All right, so here it is. So we used to have to go to Grandma's house around the holidays. Grandma's passed now, God bless Grandma, but all that stuff. But anyway, we used to have to go to her house on around the holidays every Sunday after church.
Sure.
So it was Christmas time, and we decided we went over there one night because we went to like 5 p.m. service or whatever it was, and we went there one night and hung out. And of course, my brother and I were always like dying to get out of there as soon as we could. Just, we were teenage guys.
Of course.
Grandma would kiss you right on the mouth, too. Man, it was rough. But anyway,
go, Grandma.
I love her. But anyway, so it was at the time where my brother could drive, so we'd take a separate car so we could take off early. Dad could stay with his mom, with my mom.
Right.
So it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and we go home and we're laying down, and we had the old-fashioned Christmas tree bulbs on the bushes in front of the house.
Oh yeah, I remember
so
those.
Darren goes upstairs, and I'm just laying on a couch hanging out, and I look through the window, and I'm like, oh, look at the lights, and then all of a sudden I see dancing lights. These things, one of the bulbs burned, and that was the old days, when they didn't have all the protective things. And those bushes, and they were evergreen bushes, they went up so fast. We were doing the fire alarm drill, with the buckets of water, trying to put it out.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
But here's the thing: if we did not go home early,
your house would be gone.
If Grandma had kissed me on the cheek, we probably would have stayed there longer, and that house would be gone.
Isn't that wild?
But that's just one fire.
You never know.
It's happened to my family a couple of different times.
Yep.
There was a field behind our house that caught fire, and you worry about all that stuff. Now, granted, that's exterior fires, but it's just as easy for one to start on the inside. I can't tell you how many times I've left sauce on.
It gets to the inside sometimes if it starts on the outside.
Exactly right.
Absolutely. Oh,
but
in the kitchen, number one place that fire started in the home.
Toaster goes, and you see that spark at the plug. What are you going to do about that stuff, right? You could be sleeping in the middle of the night. A lot of people sleep with fans like I do. You sleep with something on all night, or air purifiers.
Right.
They all have the potential to start a fire.
Absolutely. This technology is super, super important. And again, take stock of your home. Look around. See what you have going on right now. If you have old smoke alarms, if they're over 10 years old, if they're yellowing with age, if you've been hitting them with the broom handle or taking batteries out and not replacing them, this is going to be your solution. Replace with these or add to the smoke alarms in your home with the First Alert. This is the premier #1 top name when it comes to home and fire safety. You're getting a 2-pack. These are both 2-in-1. So this is both your carbon monoxide and your fire alarm all in one. So instead of 2 big clunky eyesores, now you have this one sleek little package that's going to last for 10 years. That 10-year battery doesn't need replacing. You don't do anything to it. You don't maintain it. All I do is just every once in a while push the button, make sure I can still hear everything. It's nice and loud. It's working properly. You have a 10-year warranty warranty on this too. So if you find that something isn't perfect, which it will be, but if something isn't perfect when you go to test it, you can always take it down and send it back. No questions asked. That's why we trust First Alert. But 3 out of 5 home fire deaths happen in homes that don't have working smoke detectors. And you are twice as likely to die in a home fire when your smoke detectors don't work. Doesn't your family deserve a fighting chance? And these are all statistics coming to us from the National Fire Protection Association. Over 40,000 people every single year are hospitalized because of carbon monoxide poisoning. You can't tell it's even happening to you. There's no odor, there's no taste, there's nothing discernible happening in your air that's any different. Suddenly you just start to not feel so good. And that's why it's called the silent killer. You just want to make sure you have the tools in place that you need to be able to give your family the information. And I love this one, talking, because it tells you where your problem is. If you know that there's a fire in your kitchen, you can plan an evacuation route around your kitchen. And because this is photoelectric technology, that's that latest. And again, First Alert has done all the research and development on this. It's not going to have those nuisance alarms going off in your home, not driving you crazy when you burn the bacon. It's not going to just go off. If it goes off, it's because you really, truly probably have a problem.
Hey, and listen,
can't encourage you to get this enough.
These are about $50 to $60 a piece if you go to the home store. For this model, we're doing buy one, get the second one pretty much half off. So if you can get 2 sets, get 2 sets, because then you've got 4 areas of your home covered. For most people, that would be pretty adequate.
Absolutely.
If you have a big giant home, then get more than you need. But I'm telling you, you'll love it. I got about 900 or so remaining for everybody out there, but never replace the battery again. The battery lasts you 10 full years. That's really cool.
It's so cool.
Love that.
Does
all right,
everything.
Lori's with me for the whole hour, so she's not going anywhere, but I want to